The Millionaire Next Door, 5 Wealth Secrets You Were Never Taught. When you picture a millionaire, what comes to mind? A flashy sports car, a giant mansion, maybe someone who jets off to private islands every month? Yeah, that's the image we see in movies and on social media, but what if I told you the typical millionaire doesn't live like that at all? In fact, they're probably a lot closer than you think. They could be your neighbor, your doctor, or even the owner of your local hardware store. See, the real millionaires are out there quietly building wealth while living a modest, ordinary life. Today, we're diving into The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas J. Stanley, a book that completely shatters all the myths about who actually gets rich in America. Most millionaires don't inherit wealth, and they aren't celebrities. They're regular people who made simple, smart choices over time. And the best part? These lessons aren't just for the 1%. They're tools you can start using right now to transform your financial future. Alright, let's jump right into the first millionaire secret: living below your means. This sounds simple enough, right? But in a world obsessed with keeping up with the Joneses, it's easier said than done. Most people think, hey, if I earn more, I can spend more. And while it's tempting to upgrade your lifestyle with every raise or bonus, that's exactly what keeps most people trapped in a cycle of working just to pay for a lifestyle they can barely afford. Millionaires, on the other hand, flip that thinking on its head. They spend way less than they earn, even when they could easily afford more. They understand that building wealth isn't about showing off, it's about making your money work harder than you do. Think of it this way: every dollar you don't spend is a dollar that can be invested, earning you even more money passively. It's like planting seeds that grow into a money tree. The more you plant, the bigger and stronger that tree becomes. So, how do they do it? Well, they drive sensible cars instead of luxury vehicles. They live in modest homes they can comfortably afford. They don't chase the latest gadgets or designer clothes. And you know what? They're not miserable. In fact, they're often happier because they're not constantly stressed about money or drowning in debt. They have the financial freedom to pursue their passions and live life on their own terms. Let's talk about secret number 2: budgeting. Now, I know what you're thinking. Budgeting? That sounds about as exciting as watching paint dry. You might think budgeting is just for people struggling with money, something you do when you're desperate to make ends meet, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Self-made millionaires, the ones who built their wealth from the ground up, they're obsessed with budgeting. Why? Because they understand that a budget isn't about restricting your freedom, it's about taking control of your money and making it work towards your goals. Think of a budget like a roadmap for your money. It helps you track where every dollar is going so you can make sure you're spending on things that truly matter to you and cutting back on the things that don't. Millionaires create detailed budgets, and they stick to them religiously. They plan their spending in advance, track their expenses meticulously, and regularly review their progress to make adjustments as needed. They're not afraid to say no to things they can't afford, even if their friends or family are spending lavishly. They'd rather drive a used Toyota and invest the difference than impress someone with a fancy car they can barely afford. And guess what? This disciplined approach to money management doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, effort, and consistency. But the rewards are well worth it. Chapter 3. Millionaires are obsessed with learning. Alright, ready for secret number 3? Millionaires are obsessed with learning, and no, I'm not just talking about formal education. While many millionaires are college graduates, one of the biggest surprises from the Millionaire Next Door is that they aren't always the ones who aced every test in school. What truly sets them apart is their insatiable thirst for knowledge. They're lifelong learners who are constantly seeking to expand their minds and skill sets. They understand that the more you know, the more opportunities become available to you. Millionaires invest heavily in their education. And I'm not just talking about textbooks and tuition fees. They attend conferences and workshops, read books and industry publications, and even seek out mentors who can guide them. They're hungry for knowledge in all areas of life, from finance and investing to their chosen professions and personal development. They know that the more well-rounded they are, the better equipped they'll be to navigate the complexities of life and business. But here's the thing. They don't just consume information passively, they apply it. They take action on what they learn, testing out new ideas and strategies to see what works best for them. Chapter 4. Millionaires don't rely on handouts. Let's move on to millionaire secret number 4, financial independence. Now this one's a big one. Remember how we talked about millionaires not relying on flashy cars or expensive clothes to define them? Well, this principle runs much deeper than material possessions. You see, true millionaires have a deep-seated aversion to financial dependence. Thomas Stanley calls this economic outpatient care. It's the idea that you're not truly wealthy if you're constantly relying on others for financial support. Now this doesn't mean millionaires haven't ever received help. We all need a helping hand sometimes, right? But the key difference is that they view financial assistance as a temporary bridge, not a crutch. Most millionaires in Stanley's study didn't come from wealthy families. They weren't handed trust funds or bailed out of every financial misstep. In fact, many of them built their wealth despite facing significant obstacles and setbacks along the way. This resilience and determination to succeed on their own terms is a defining characteristic of self-made millionaires. They understand that true wealth isn't measured by the size of your bank account, but by your ability to stand on your own 2 feet financially. Chapter 5. Millionaires choose freedom over status. Alright, let's wrap things up with the 5th and final millionaire secret. Prioritizing freedom over status. This is it, guys. This is the big mindset shift that truly sets millionaires apart from the crowd. You see, real millionaires, the ones who built their wealth through hard work and smart decisions, they don't care about impressing anyone. They're not driven by the need to keep up with the Joneses or flaunt their wealth. Instead, they value something far more important: freedom. They understand that true wealth isn't about accumulating stuff, it's about having the financial freedom to live life on your own terms. This means having the flexibility to pursue their passions, spend time with loved ones, and make choices that align with their values, without being shackled to a job they hate or a mountain of debt. They drive used cars, live in modest homes, and avoid unnecessary expenses, not because they're cheap, but because they'd rather invest that money in their freedom. They understand that every dollar they save and invest brings them one step closer to financial independence. Start building your million-dollar life. Alright, let's quickly recap the 5 powerful lessons from the Millionaire Next Door. Live below your means. Budget and plan every dollar. Keep learning and growing your skills. Become financially independent, no handouts needed. And finally, choose freedom over status. These simple yet profound principles have the power to transform your financial future, no matter where you're starting from. Remember, building wealth isn't about luck or hitting the lottery, it's about making smart choices consistently over time. Which one of these millionaire habits do you want to work on first? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe for more real-world money tips, book breakdowns, and wealth-building strategies that actually work. Got another personal finance book you want me to review? Suggest it below. Let's grow richer together.